Hey everyone, welcome back to the culture of Bitcoin. Today, we're diving into why 2024 could be your last chance to buy Bitcoin for less than 100,000 US dollars. Yep, you heard that right. If you've been sitting on the fence about investing, now might be the time to act. Let me start by painting a picture of the future. Imagine this. I should have listened to my nephew. He knew more at 23 than I know at 58. That's Percy Galveston III kicking himself for not buying Bitcoin. Or how about this? Forget tall guys, I just want to date someone who owns some. That's Nadine Juggy Mama Lopes, future OnlyFans superstar. And then there's William Leonidas Faulkner, an Ivy League professor saying, I ignored it for so long. Now I feel so stupid that I can't afford it. I'm considering moving back in with my mum just so I can buy a little. These characters, they're made up, but they're feelings. Absolutely real. Because here's the truth, time is running out and they all recognize Bitcoin's value a little too late. This year could be your last chance to own a whole Bitcoin for less than 6 figures. If you already own Bitcoin, that should excite you. If you don't consider this a wake-up call, let's jump into the 5 key reasons why sub 100,000 Bitcoin might soon be history. Event number 1, Microsoft steps into the ring. So get this, Microsoft is considering putting Bitcoin on its balance sheet. That's right, the 3rd largest company in the world is talking about adding Bitcoin to its reserves. Now, whether or not this proposal actually goes through isn't the most important part. What matters is that one of the biggest corporations on the planet is even considering it. Microsoft sees what's happening. They see companies like Microstrategy outperforming simply by stacking Bitcoin. And they're starting to realize they might need to follow suit. The real kicker, Microsoft's largest shareholders are Vanguard and BlackRock. Names you've probably heard a lot lately. If this move gets the green light, imagine how many other companies will follow. This is how tidal waves start, with ripples. Event number 2, Microstrategy's 21-21 plan. Speaking of MicroStrategy, they just announced a massive move. They're raising $42 billion, that's $21 billion in equity and $21 billion in debt, to buy even more Bitcoin over the next 3 years. They already hold 18 billion in Bitcoin and now they're doubling down. This isn't just a small-time purchase. This is an all-out arms race for Bitcoin. At today's prices, this means MicroStrategy plans to buy around 575,000 Bitcoin. Let that sink in. The big players are here and they're competing to grab the largest piece of the pie. The lesson, don't sell them yours. They're in it for the long haul, and you should be too. Event number 3, Bitcoin ETF inflows are going parabolic. In just under a year, Bitcoin ETFs have accumulated nearly 5% of all Bitcoin in existence. That's close to 1 million Bitcoin. The smart money is moving fast, and they're securing Bitcoin before the rest of the world catches on. Billionaires like Paul Tudor Jones, Larry Fink, and Elon Musk are already laying the narrative, talking about unsustainable national debts and runaway inflation. The groundwork is being laid for Bitcoin to go mainstream. Once that happens, the window of opportunity for sub 100,000 Bitcoin closes. The question is, will you be holding before everyone else rushes in? Event number 4, the presidential election is almost over. In just under a week, the US will vote for its next president. Regardless of who wins, this is a huge deal because it removes a lot of the uncertainty that's been hanging over the markets. Investors hate uncertainty, and once it's gone, they'll look for the next big move. And guess what? Bitcoin is right there, nearing an all-time high. Timing, they say, is everything. Is it really a coincidence that Bitcoin is on the verge of breaking out just as a gap in the news cycle opens up? Event number 5, a shift in global monetary policy. Last month, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the first time in 4 years. This signals to the rest of the world that it's time to ease up. Liquidity is the name of the game, and when the floodgates open, assets like Bitcoin soar. Investors who made their money in tech stocks like Nvidia or Meta will look to diversify, and what better way than with a high reward asset like Bitcoin. The writing is on the wall, folks. For today's youth, owning a Bitcoin is going to be like owning a house. Was, for the previous generations, the smartest way to protect your wealth against inflation and declining purchasing power. Here are the key takeaways. Buying Bitcoin at $70,000 might feel tough, but it's going to feel a whole lot easier than buying it at $250,000. And here's the real challenge, holding on to it. The billionaires can do it because they've got resources to spare. But for us, the everyday people, holding through the ups and downs is where the real test lies. Look, the tea leaves are on the table, the tarot cards are dealt. Wall Street is in the cockpit. Pay attention to the words of Percy Galveston III, Juggy Mama, and William Leonidas Faulkner. Get some of this asset before it shoots to the moon. Remember, I own Bitcoin, but this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Digital assets come with risks, so perform due diligence before investing. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more content, and share this with someone who needs a wake-up call. 2024 might just be your last chance to buy Bitcoin at these prices. Don't let it slip away. Stay humble, stay curious, and keep stacking those sats. See you next time on The Culture of Bitcoin.